Happy Aquarius season, everyone. Welcome. I love Aquarius season. It's one of my favorite seasons all year, aside from Aries season, because I'm an Aries sun. And let's make this weird. Let's make it alien and uncomfortable and talk about anything but casual. Anything but casual. I fully want you to, I'm challenging you this season, from Aquarius season, from the 19th of January until the 18th of February, where the sun goes into Pisces, to whenever you find yourself doing small talk. Like, oh yeah, how was your drive? Oh, it was great, it's fine, it's good. I want you to make it weird. I want you to talk about aliens or astrology, or wear something a little bit more ostentatious and sparkly. Put sparkles on your face. Send somebody a video of mine. Whatever it may be, talk about crystal skulls. Madame Esma over here. Anything at all. Hire a spiritual life coach. Get your cards read. Do tarot reading. Get tarot cards. Do something outside of the norm. But I think that your catalyst can be, if you find yourself doing small talk, make it weird. Make it weird. I was talking to a client yesterday about, if someone randomly at the grocery store on the street, I don't know how to do small talk anymore. It's not within my body. I can't make the words come out my mouth. So when someone asks me about my alien tattoos or my, my spirit team tattoo, my first question, the first thing I say to them is, do you believe in God? So you immediately in that moment are given the opportunity, like, I might run away from this girl, or am I going to stay here and let my energy and vibration shift? I want you to find your version of that. I want you to find your version of aliens and galactic beings and wishes for the future. We've got Pluto in Aquarius. We have, on the 21st, the sun will conjunct Pluto in Aquarius. And earlier today, I recorded a video on the different aliens, and I only covered, I think, 10. It was a channeling video, it was an informative video. I will put the link for that below. And that's just part of my daily life. I've been talking to aliens for many years. And so what is it that you do in your personal life? This isn't like I have to go open a spiritual practice or do any of the things, but what do you talk about or do in your normal everyday life that you don't share with your community, that you don't share with the people around you? This is an opportunity to tell the people around you who you are, so that they get to decide, oh, that's my people or that's not my people. I love when people are like, no, that's not for me. That's not for me. Because that leaves the space at this table for you, for the right people to find the right energy. You don't have to listen to music you don't like. You don't have to follow a channeler or any content creator that you don't like. You also have to give the people in your life the opportunity to make that decision for themselves. If you're not being your full self, you are in essence lying to the people around you. Yes, sometimes my channels can hit hard. There's a full disclaimer listed below. So let's make it weird. I have the general astrological wheel behind me. Starts in Aries and goes all the way around over to Pisces. So right now I have up on the board the 19th of January, which is the moment that the sun is going to go into Aquarius season. So Aquarius has been a big topic of discussion with Pluto going into Aquarius. My all signs reading for Pluto and Aquarius is my most watched video of all time by far. And it's fascinating to me. I feel like this is Aquarius energy, I'd say from the end of 2023 to when Pluto went into Aquarius in 2024. In my all signs readings, a lot of the time, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, that energy has felt like King Arthur that can pull Excalibur out of the stone. It was like, why me? Why me? Why am I the one that has all this attention now and all of this going on? It might feel very intense for Aquarius placements right now, or as if things are like you see something so intense that you're like, well, I have to move, I have to do this. But you don't know how. It's not within your reality just yet. Pluto just on the 19th of November 2024 went into your sign for the next 20 years. So this is, we're talking about just Aquarius season right now, which is just a month, but the intensity that Aquarius is feeling right now. Wherever you have, whatever placements you have in Aquarius, wherever this is falling in your chart, it might feel like, I'm hearing, if you're a leader, things are exploding, imploding right away. Right away. Right away. Yeah. Yeah. Aquarius runs my 4th house in astrology, the bottom of my chart, my IC. And so although Pluto is in my 3rd house, with less than a month of Pluto going into Aquarius fully, I moved. I had to make the decision to move. Yeah. Yeah. So that's exciting. And it also, when big things like that happen, I'm like, you are very supported right now. You're being held. So let's just look at it as general lenses: community, friendships, and wishes for the future. Aquarius, I call them lovingly the little aliens of the zodiac, where I don't know if you've ever been judged by an Aquarius before, but usually it looks like, I'm not judging you. Why do you think I'm judging you? I'm loving you. Yeah, of course. I love it. You're doing great. You're doing awesome. Keep it up. Keep it up. Like, they're beautiful, and this is fixed air energy. So we haven't had the sun in an air sign since Libra season. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a lot to say, a lot to do, a lot of this. How do I say? Well, let's just get going. Let's just get started. So this is the 19th. I love that the moon is in an air sign. Moon is in Libra as the sun goes into Aquarius right over here. Air sign to air sign. So this is a nice, beautiful trine of energy. The moon's Scooter-Doo, so it's going to continue down its way. But just the second that the sun goes into Aquarius, air to air, mind is going to be all over the place. Our chatter is going to be all over the place. Although Mercury is in Capricorn over here, I feel like the intensity of the sun and the moon just showing us the highlight of the season. It's like, and we'll talk about this for the new moon that's coming up on the 29th, but you knew better. Like, you know if someone's meant to be in your life, if they're not meant to be in your life. You know. So when we take time, and this could be something that I have to recognize, where when it's time for me to make a decision, I make the decision and then I don't look back. I don't. I literally shifted my job, left my apartment, changed everything in my life within a few weeks' time. And then my whole body is like, what is going on? What is happening? What is going on? And that's because when God says, Sarah, I've just opened a door, I don't hesitate to walk through it. I knew that something was coming too, because November for me in my personal life, I was like, it is too quiet around here. I am bored. Yeah, something's coming. So this is the 19th. The 21st is when the sun and Pluto will conjunct in the sky. Conjunct is when the sun and the two planets are at the same place at the same time. So Pluto is at 1 degree of Aquarius, so this is going to be at 1 degree of Aquarius. I would see where you be tight on this orb, like 0 to maybe 2 degrees of either the fixed signs, Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio, or really even any of the signs, because this will be making a powerful aspect to it. So for example, this is going to be, and I have a whole video on aspects in astrology, so you can look into that. It's just a teaching video. So for example, my natal sun is at 2 degrees of Aries. This is making a sextile. It's off by 1 degree, but it's still there, where sextiles is like your favorite cousin showing up at the party. You can go good, bad, or ugly with it, but that's workable energy. It's not like a trine, which is your yes friend, but I talk about that all in the aspects video, so I'll let that be. So the 21st, and I also want to highlight that every date that I talk about here in my membership group, I do an all signs reading for the entire season. So I go over every single date for every single sign. You can purchase this as a one-off. I have my all access membership group, as well as just the all signs readings membership group. So if you enjoy the all signs readings, that is for you. We go through like a lot more information. So it's not just the quick 5-minute videos or 5 minutes for each sign like I do for the new moon and the full moon. It's a lot longer. It's usually I have to break it down into 2 videos because it's a lot more information. And I go over for every single sign what this energy is. So you're going to get maybe I don't know, like 10 to 20 minutes for each sign. So for your sun, moon, and rising, you can watch for that. So it's a lot. When you're ready to really harness this energy, the membership groups are for you. And you can purchase it as a one-off. So that's the 21st of January. On the 27th, we have, and this will be over here, we will have Mercury going into Aquarius. Mercury is our communication planet. It's how we get dreams. It's how we communicate, how we give and receive information, going into the sign of the galactic community, friendships, and wishes for the future. This will be a really great time to have some hard chats during that season of Mercury in Aquarius. It might not feel warm and fuzzy. This is not going to be warm and fuzzy. This is not like Mercury in Pisces. This is not like Pisces season, but it's kind of like, this is an opportunity, I didn't expect this, for us to really make some big, more radical changes, Like if you're, like I'd said in the beginning in the, introduction, if you're not your full self, you can ask yourself why, and you can ask yourself, like, am I trying to keep this person in my life because of my own insecurities and not showing them who I really am? Like, what is my intention here by misleading the people that I keep closest to me, by not telling them how I really feel about them? It's okay to express yourself, and it's okay to use words that maybe are a little bit harsher. Hasha, if I say it in Boston, it's a lot easier. So the 27th, Mercury going into Aquarius. The biggest day of this season, full on, is the 29th. And I have to say that I follow the mean nodes and the mean Lilith, not the true nodes and the true Lilith. So the North Node, the true North Node, went into Pisces on the 11th of January. The mean node goes into Pisces on the 29th, which is the day that I'm talking about now. Neither is right or wrong. They both exist, so it's totally fine. So on the 29th, we have a new moon in Aquarius. Oop, pardon me. At 9 degrees. We have Mercury conjunct Pluto, like a new moon, sun and moon conjunct at 9 degrees, and Pluto and Mercury conjunct at 1 degree, and the North Node goes into Pisces and the South Node goes into Virgo. In my workbook, which is available in my membership group, I have a whole workbook for the entirety of 2025, just kind of key dates, and just, I've been using it in a way where I feel like it's a different version of myself who wrote it. It's many pages. You can purchase it as a one-off. You can, if you join as an all-access member, that's available to you for free. But it's, what did I call it? You knew better way back when. This is a very beautiful, utilizable energy, and I would set some long distance goals on this. The North Node is going to be in Pisces until August 2026, South Node respectively in Virgo over here to August 2026. New moons, when we plant seeds for what it is that we do want. New moon energy with explosive energy, transformative energy, Pluto, Mercury, our downloads, dreams, and how we communicate, Aquarius, all happening in the sign of Aquarius. But the North Node is showing us, with the head of the dragon, what we're going into our house of soul purpose, healing, closures, and coming home. Move this guy over here. This has been, and I don't like to swear in my content anymore, but I really need to say it, this has really been shit or get off the pot type energy. There's an aspect of all of our lives right now where it's like we've been processing the same thing over and over and over. I want you to go to the root of it. I want you to go to the root of it and, and look at it and be like, this is, and I've mentioned this a few times, there's this really great preacher that I saw this beautiful short from one of his sermons on Instagram. And he said, God doesn't bless where you want to be. He blesses where you are. And he gave a great analogy that I'm going to try to find that so I can at least just cite him because I forget his name. He's like, when you put, into a GPS, he just took emotions out of it, and this really made sense. You say, okay, this is where I want to go. You don't tell God, oh, no, I'm 10 steps ahead of where I am. You say, no, this is where I'm standing. This is right where I'm standing. So you can have massive goals. You can have big goals. They're only big because you've labeled them as big. It's the law of comparison. We know this with the universal law of comparison. But you have to be where you're standing and understand this is where I am, but this is where I want to go. So the North Node going into your house of soul, purpose, healing, closure, and coming home, new moon in community, friendships, wishes for the future, transformative energy, and the way we communicate happening in our house of community, friendships, wishes for the future, which for the next 20 years, and this is a 20-year cycle, this is a 1.5-year cycle, this is just new moon to new moon, it can be a month cycle, but something that you've been circling around, whether it be I, have friendship issues, or I have mother and father issues, I have issues with money, I have issues with community. There's a root something or other for everyone right now in whatever bucket, whatever container. Look at exactly where this is falling in your chart for your rising sign. It could be for your sun and your moon to get more of the vibe. But where is exactly 9 degrees of Aquarius falling, and where's the North Node falling, and where's Pluto falling? That can be a nice area of life to really focus on. This might be 1 or 2 houses, because it's like the entirety of Pisces and then like the early decan of Aquarius. Where is this falling in your chart? This is setting long range goals for this area of your life. And this might be the place in your chart that coincides with this core wounding. There's 3 questions that I had really asked about this. This nodal transit, okay, having a clear image. What did I say? But with very long transits like this, I like to have a clear image of exactly who I am and who I want to be, my triggers and not self patterns and themes, and a deadline. When the North Node transits in our house of soul, purpose, healing, closures, and coming home, the South Node, this is our past life patterning, a little bit of like where we feel comfy and cozy, but what we need to release is happening in our house of daily life, health, and practical service. This is the health axis. So maybe foods that you used to ingest are not going to be something that you can ingest anymore. The way that this is, people detoxing. This is people going sober. I have to highlight the amount of Cancerian energy that has gone sober or is going sober right now is incredible. Is absolutely incredible. I have to highlight that Aquarius placements has also been entertaining that for over a year now, just based on my all signs readings. Sorry, I just want to get cozy with you. So this is a massive day. This is a massive day, the 29th of January. I'm very excited about it. You knew better way back when. Tons more information for you. The workbook is available for you. The all signs reading for 2025, I have that available for you. All the links are in the description. So definitely take a look-see. The very next day, on the 30th, Uranus, for the love of God, is finally going direct in Taurus energy at 23 degrees. It's going to be at 23 degrees the entirety of the season. Let's look at it as lenses. Uranus is our galactic awakening planet. It's our lightning bolt energy. It's things happening yesterday, tomorrow, never, 20 years from now. Who frickin' knows? There's no timing when it comes to Uranus. So Uranus in Taurus has been more foundational changes going on. I would really look at where 23 degrees of Taurus is falling in your chart, what aspects that's making to any planets that you have, what house this is falling in. This is really, when Uranus, I was texting with a client the other day about it, and he was like, I really can't wait for this to be over. Like, I'm just done with this. I'm just done with this. We're going to have Uranus dipping his toes into Gemini energy later this year. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Fun is a very strong word, but we're in the written times right now. We're living through it, so it's pretty cool. But this being in our general house of money, values, and access to resources, Taurus is fixed negative earth energy. This is a very fascinating placement. It's almost as if they're 2 opposite ends of a battery trying to come together, where this is lightning bolt energy with our fixity, with our comfort, with our money. This is big things happening quickly, but also just like if I can mirror to you, when it was time for me to move, it was at the speed and absurdity, I call it with my friends and family and close people, it was like a soap opera. You literally couldn't make it up. The second I made the decision, things happened in such a perfect way. It was as if it was written by a soap opera writer. It was awesome. It was awesome. Just amazing. Absolutely amazing. So let's continue. We're getting to the 1st of February, which is when we're going to have Venus conjunct Neptune at 27 degrees. Take you down because I won't know where you are and I won't know where you are. Venus, our love, our yin planet, conjunct, same point in the sky, Neptune, our Poseidon in the sky, our like tidal wave energy, big emotions, big water energy, tons of tears, all fun things, at 27 degrees of Pisces, our house of soul, purpose, healing, closures, and coming home. There's a lot of energy happening right here. This is the 1st, and then the 3rd is when Venus is going to conjunct the node over here at 29 degrees. So I'll kind of block these two together because this is just, yeah, the 1st and the 3rd. That time, Venus, North Node, Neptune, all conjunct together in the sky. I don't want to make it one day. I'm putting it together as two to be helpful for you. So when we look at it as lenses, we know what conjunct means. We know what Pisces means. Neptune, Poseidon in the sky, Venus, yin, North Node, head of the dragon. What if you could be an artist? And what if adding that to your life, or just dressing like yourself, or talking about your, like, there's so much practicality in being an artist that if you're an artist, make art and just keep making art and just keep making art and just keep making art. It's like I'm hearing from the guides, like, if you feel like an artist right now and you don't know what to do, just literally keep making art. Reps and sets, reps and sets, reps and sets. Make art until you are pouring it out of you. Sing until you can't sing anymore. Do it as often as you possibly can. This is the most creative energy that I could ever possibly describe to you. They're showing me the spectrum of the negative side of this. This is delusion. This is addiction. This is massive mental health issues that are going on. This is people desperately needing a song. People need your voice. People need your voice. They need your creative expression. And this is like that. There's a lot of you that just like have like you singing a tune in the bathroom in your, in your drafts. Just post it. Yeah, we could die tomorrow. Just post it. Just post it. Just post it. Don't come at me. Thank you. All right. So the 4th is a really big, just post it. Just post it. Like literally look underneath it. Look underneath it. What is the worst case scenario? Nothing in your life changes, but why are you fearing success? You're fearing the right person saying you? Huh? I know, it's so exciting to be you. I'm excited to hear it. And send it to me once you post it, please. Tag me below or send me an email. I want to hear you. I want to hear ya. The 4th is one of my favorite days. That is when Venus is going to go into Aries and Jupiter is going to go direct in Gemini energy at 11 degrees. I think Venus in Aries is kind of like Venus in Aquarius. And I talk about how my content is not for children, but Venus is our yin, like sensual, sexual planet in Aries, which is the infant baby around the fire starter. There's a lot of people that are keen to try some different scenes out maybe, or to have different sexual, sensual experiences. Dress the part, dress up, go on the date, show up, get out of the house. I've been wearing a sparkly design outfit with my slippers on all day, and it's just like I feel more myself when I'm dressed to the nines, you know what I mean? So very interesting transit. There's dates. Jupiter went retrograde on the 9th of October 2024. This is from my workbook. Ask yourself, what have you learned since then? What new ways have you begun to communicate? How have you grown up? How unmanipulatable are you now? Where did Jupiter transit in your birth chart? What area is Jupiter transiting right now? Did I put the... Dun, 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 dun. No. I forget what degree she went retrograde. But she's going direct at 11 degrees of Gemini. This is a really exciting day. It's a really exciting day. We have learned so much. We have stopped following a lot of people. We have really narrowed our focus. We've shaved the fat. It's a beautiful thing. And also to remind yourself that you can't stay in a specific grade forever. There has to come a point that which is why I love following the new moons and the full moon. So it's like you manifest in the new moon, and then in the full moon you release, you end and close a cycle. And you get to level up a little bit more. And the questions that I ask myself every week or around every cycle is, what did I do well? What did I not do so well? Or what can I improve upon? And what is fully integrated? Meaning, what have I learned and how can I not be learning that anymore? How can I say, okay, I've learned that thing. Like once you learn a specific word in a language and you've repeated it, you've repeated it, and repeated it, and eventually it's just burned into your brain and you know it, and then you can move on with your life and you don't have to study that word every day. You just know it. It's in your brain. So what is fully integrated with this Jupiter retrograde in Gemini transit? Where does 11 degrees of Gemini fall in your chart? Jupiter is going to be going into Cancer energy in a few months. Where is that? I think it's June, I want to say. Yeah, June 9th, Jupiter enters Cancer energy. So we have from now until June 9th to really harness and understand this. But I would highlight around this time, because the next state is going to be very interesting. What have we learned? What is my truth? What is my passion? Maybe you've found a new passion. Gemini is the twins. It's intellect. It's run by Mercury. So it's a very interesting time to say, like, maybe your voice comes back. I'm having a full body chill. Maybe you find a little bit of what it is that you want to be doing, what it is that you want to be studying. Definitely go check out the different aliens video. I forget. I think it was the Syrians. Yes, the Syrian alien energy. We're talking about, like, if you want to study something and you know what it is and you know what that passion is, then put money and time and effort into it. If you do not know what it is, if you don't know what your purpose is or what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to offer the world, then don't put tons and tons and tons of money into a specific education if it's kind of like this, like an Aquarius face. Don't do that. Try a few different things. Try them on. They're saying like internships, but like do it for like a day or something like that. Say, can I follow you around? What is a day in the life like of this type of person? What is your life like? And this is a corporate tool that I've always used when I was training teams or when I was in any role that I've ever done. If I have to work for someone, what I've always done is done a trial shift. You go in for a few hours at peak busyness time if it's in service, or maybe it's an observatory, like if you're going for a waitering job, you do a hosting shift, or if you're going for a natural food market, you would do something behind the register for a few minutes. I remember when I worked at a cafe in Melbourne, Australia, they had me come in and wait a few tables, and it was like one of the busiest cafes in Melbourne, and it was beautiful because it's like somebody was there to teach me how to use the system, but like, how do you engage with clients and customers? How are you on your feed? How are you riffing? Can you handle that level of intensity without hermiting? There was someone that did a trial shift once for me that she was like, what if this? What if this? What if this? What if this? And she chose actively not to come back because I was like, you don't have to worry about those variables. I got you. Like you just have to ring people in and that's it. But so with Jupiter, circling back around to Jupiter right over here, which is try something on, but you might kind of have a new path that you want to walk. If it turns out to be a cul-de-sac, that's totally okay. You were just meant to go down that cul-de-sac. It's totally all right. If you're interested in that analogy, please comment below and I'll put a little short together because I did a visual for it in one of my last videos. But the 12th, this full moon that's coming up, I'm going to add more tape because they're going to fall, is in Leo energy. And something that I wrote about in my, what degree? I think 24 degrees, pardon me. Something that I wrote about in my workbook, which is, okay, so Jupiter went direct. I have a new study, a new reality. I've discovered a few different things. And now we're in the full moon. I want to tell people about it. This full moon in Leo, I feel as though is going to highlight, wow, we are in different realities. We are in different realities than maybe some of the people in the community that you thought you were a part of are in. There is no judgment. We just have to leave people in the reality of their choosing. That's That's it. That's it. This is no emotions attached to it. This is saying someone's in a different reality than you. Instead of trying to convince them, this is my reality. Just move on with your life and let them be in their reality. A very simple analogy I use is coffee. I love coffee. I drink a lot of coffee. It's a wonderful thing. I'm completely sober, no alcohol, no cannabis, no fake sugar, barely any gluten. I live a conservative lifestyle to be a clear channel for all y'all. And so someone could see the amount of coffee that I drink and say, that's preposterous, child. Your heart will explode. Instead of just saying, oh, I like tea. I like green juice. That's me. Just like at my multidimensional cafe, we speak from I statements. You tell me all about your perspective, your life, your green juice, your coffee, your tea, whatever it is that you like. But the second you start pointing fingers and saying, you're wrong, you're this, you're this, you're this, it's not a good color on any of us, and I prefer to not have that energy within this space. You are so welcome here, and we accept people in the reality of their choosing. But I feel as though that this full moon, which is in the 5th and the 11th axis, full moon, creativity, childlike spirits, kiddos, if you have a child that is a Leo placement, they will be acting afoot around this full moon. I do not make the rules. I don't make the rules. That's just the astrology of it all. 5th is the kind of like when we're putting together, I loved this analogy. It was in one of my astrology books when I was studying, which is saying like when you have like the talent show, the local talent show, the 5th house is what you perform and the 11th house is the stage that you perform it on. You might be making some new contacts. There might be some new collaborations coming to be, unexpected collaborations. I'd say just answer all your emails and just say yes or no. You'll know in your body if it's a yes or a no. Or like the trial shift, have a FaceTime with the person and just be like, hey, let's just have a coffee. Let's just chat and see if this is a vibe. Just like hiring someone. I feel like a lot of content creators as well are stepping into a realm of hiring someone or bringing someone into the team. And you're just like, little old me? Like, yeah, little old you. But a lot of new connections or new people collaborating, I feel like is going to be coming around. But let who is falling out your life fall. Let it be, and have a ceremony for it. My astrological starter kit, which includes how to work with the moon, that has a very practical full moon release technique. There are ways for you to just very practically utilize this energy and just be done with it. That's fully integrated, that's done. Let's move along with our life. We don't have to put so much, like one of my real desires, one of my missions is to offer you spiritual practices in a very crash course way, because you don't have to choose all of them. It doesn't have to be as absurd and ridiculous and whatever you have labeled this to be. It can just be part of your daily life. Like you brush your teeth, you meditate, you do certain things, you do a full moon release technique. Why not? Why not? If you've been repeating similar patterns and you're still here at my table, why not? Try it, see what happens. And you can utilize that energy in the more spiritual sense, or around this full moon, you can wait until the 14th, which is when Mercury, where are you, goes into Pisces, where you can give very dry information, a very whimsical spin. Yeah, my natal Mercury is in Pisces. Yeah, we sing songs regardless. I call it being the perpetual violinist on the side of the Titanic. It's gorgeous, darling. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So I enjoy that placement. That's going to be fun for all of us involved. But if you need to break up with someone or, quit your job or do certain things, you can wait until that time period, because they'll be like, thank you. That was a really nice exit letter. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. I write really nice exit letters. I do. I really am. And it's something that I worked very hard to find the way to communicate. It's one of my greatest gifts, is the way that I can make people feel, and that I do make people feel, whether by energy or by the words that I use, because I care so much about the people that I engage with in my life. Like I try to sing praise for every single one of you. And I tell you about how I sing praise, but maybe one day I want to record it when I'm just in a casual conversation. I probably won't, but it's just like I start to well up when I talk about my YouTube community and how much I love every single one of you. Like it just buckles me. It just buckles me. So the 14th, Mercury going into Pisces, is going to be a really wonderful time for us to communicate. And then we have the 18th is when the sun goes into Pisces energy. I think, yeah, let me put up the 18th. Okay, so Mercury will be at 7. Venus will be in Aries at 8 degrees. What? That's going to be so fun. Moon will be in Scorpio at 4 degrees. Mars is retrograde in Cancer at 17. You're good, you're good, you're good, you're good, you're good. And you're at 28. Conjunct Neptune, you're at 28. And Chiron will finally be at 20 degrees of Aries for the love of God. I have no idea how many days Chiron has been at 19 degrees of Aries. It's been a long time. I think, please comment below. I have a subscriber that I think it was like 50 some odd days the last time we checked in about it. But Jesus, I just wrote hallelujah. So the moment that the sun goes into Pisces energy, we have Neptune at 28 degrees, conjunct the North Node right over here, like fully conjunct by degree. This is exciting. This is an intense amount of energy happening over here. In the workbook, I highlighted February. I labeled it as the negative and positive ego. January was titled Putting Purpose into Practice, and February is the negative and positive ego. So we have both. We have both. Pisces season is very... I'm an Aries sun. It's not my favorite season at all. It is so intense. Raise of hands if Pisces season is really intense for you. It's a lot of emotions. So I'm excited for Aquarius season. It's a sextile to my natal sun, but this, I feel things, and I just, it's kind of like when the sun transits my ascendant sign. I take some time to myself. Like I will be available for my client sessions because I will be channeling straight through. Like it's like a sunroof that's open to God, but it's just like humaning is not my strong suit in Pisces season. It's just, I'll watch The Notebook on repeat. It's intense. It's a lot, but it's beautiful at the same time. So we'll talk about this more. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. We'll talk about this more. I love, again, that the moon is just like when the sun went into Aquarius, the moon was in an air sign. And the moment that the sun goes into a water sign, the moon is in a water sign. So this is beautiful. Beautiful. Soul purpose, healing closures, coming home. The intensity of February and March 2025. March 2025 in and of itself is one of the most activated astrological months that I've seen since studying astrology. Hang on to your knickers, girls. Like it's, if you do not have a coach, if you do not have someone to check in with, I have my all access membership group. We meet once a month, the first Saturday of every month at 11 Eastern Standard Time. We do a coaching call. We all come together. Please reach out for a free consultation to see if working together feels right for you. Any way that you can have an accountability buddy, I'd highly recommend that it's someone that you pay money for. I would highly recommend that it is not a friend. Everyone's going through it, but that exchange of energy for money, for services rendered, for space held is very intrinsic to the way that things are going. It shifts. You give that person the financial capacity to live their life and offer more, and at the same time you get a bucket held for you where you can take up as much space. These people do not have an attachment, an emotional attachment, a physical attachment, whatever it may be to whatever it is that you're going through, and you can just be gross and raw in those sessions. And there's nothing that you can say, there's nothing you can do. Like in my one-on-one sessions, I'll always be the one to tell you in the consultation if I'm not the healer, practitioner for you, whatever it may be. But in my sessions, I can effortlessly hold you. There's nothing that you can say. There's nothing that you can do that is weird, strange, off the table. Like you set the boundaries of what's on the table and what's off the table. And that is our safe space to connect. So know that you're not alone in this. But this is very, like, I have a shaman. I have someone that I see as well, that I reach out to, that I communicate with. Every healer needs a healer. Every leader needs a leader. This is very interesting. I'm just hearing from the guides right now, which is like, if you have a leader in your life that does not have someone that they check in with, what is it, like it's like kind of like a red, they're like saying it's like an orange flag. It's not, leaders need leaders, healthy leaders need healthy leaders, and whether it be, you know, a program or, you know, a discipline group or whatever it may be, they're reaching out to better develop themselves. Could be a coach, could be a personal trainer, a chiropractor, whatever it may be, someone to help you navigate this time period so that you're not always on, especially for my parents, for my moms and dads. Like, you have that little part of your brain that's always like, are they alive? Am I keeping them alive? Is everything okay? Whereas I would like for you to be able to have a bucket where you can be seen and heard, that you can be seen and heard. I think that's it. I don't really want to talk about the tarot. I think that's it. I think that's as concise as I could do it. Yes, please reach out directly. Please comment below if you have questions, or please share this video, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. However I can best support you. If you are one of my subscribers that has asked about how to give back, I created a whole page on my website for ways to give back, whether it be donations or, you know, an Amazon wish list. I have my PO box all set up there. And so all different ways that you can give back to the channel, and everything is so appreciated. Nothing is expected. I love connecting with you across time and space. Also emailing a testimonial if we have worked together. That is always helpful. That does not cost anything. Commenting below and sharing this to bring as many people to the cafe as possible is a dream. I love you so much. It's an exciting season. Yeah. And always remember that Capricorn season and Aquarius season are both Saturn run. So it's heavy hitting. So making it weird, it's kind of like integrate it. Make it weird forever. Let the people know who you are. Okay, I'm done. Love you.